Hey guys, I'm out here today in an area with a lot of pine on the search for fatwood. Now there's a lot of methods and different ways of collecting fatwood, and I'm not even going to begin to say that mine's the best, but I'm just going to kind of show you the way today that's been easiest for me. A good buddy of mine, Ryan, showed me, and see if it might make it a little bit easier for some of you guys. I've had a lot of questions lately about fatwood and finding it, how to find it, things of that nature. So hopefully today I can help you out a little bit. Well, as you can see here, we have an eastern white pine, which is a very, very useful tree. However, it's not what we're looking for when we're wanting to collect fatwood. You'll notice this tree here with all the Virginia creeper and poison ivy growing on it. You'll notice that it has a distinctly different bark than the white pine. This is one of the yellow pine species. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but the heartwood of these trees have a yellowish tint, and they tend to hold a lot more resin than white pines do. I'm not saying it's impossible to find fatwood in eastern white pine trees, because I'm sure you can. I just haven't had a whole luck myself doing so. So when I'm looking for fatwood, I'm looking for this bark right here. Okay, so we found us a nice fallen yellow pine here. Now it is true that we could possibly find fatwood in the heartwood here or in pockets along the trunk of the tree. We could also look in the root ball or the root system if it is exposed. Chop around with our axe, cut around with our saw, find some fatwood in there. But what I like to do, makes it real easy for me, is I like to just find where the branches used to stick out from the trunk, these knots or old branches, whatever you want to call it, and just kind of beat around on them. You can tell some of them are really solid, and I'm going to say this one here has actually got quite a bit of resin left in it. So I'm going to select me a piece of bark or something here. I'm going to use my saw, and I'm going to use this piece of bark to try to collect the sawdust. That's what they call Maya dust. And there's no point in wasting it if you don't have to. I don't know how well you can see in there, but see the pink and yellow? That is just plumb full of resin right there. Really good piece. So I'm going to try to pinch up some more of this Maya dust. I'll be back with you here in just a minute. I kind of neglected to go over this. I have some of this processed down into small pieces, and basically all I do there is just treat it the same way I would a little split wood fire. Just find a piece, split it off, and then just process it down into smaller pieces. I like to make some of the pieces really small, like pencil size or smaller, just so they catch a little easier. It really helps if you don't drop it all over the place. Take that one, process it in half, and really that's all there is to it. Something else I like to do is when I'm dealing with fallen trees, sometimes you can find these split off areas. You can find some pre-made split wood. This is a little punky, but it'll help get things moving along. I'm going to take some of these smaller pieces, put them over here, kind of organize my prep here a little bit. My bigger pieces over on this side. Okay, so I got my Maya dust here, kind of sitting up in a pile. I'm going to decompress it a little bit. You can also make the same thing by taking the spine of your knife, if you have a 90-degree spine, and just kind of shaving. I don't know how well you can see that or not, but it basically makes the same thing there. But if you're already going to be sawing, you might as well save that sawdust. Save yourself the extra effort. So, got a new ferro rod here, so I'm going to get rid of some of the coating there. It's like 4th of July. Okay. So basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my bigger pieces here, put it back behind, start putting my small pieces of fat wood on there. You can see how hot it burns. That's just the sawdust burning now. Fat wood's some good stuff. Not in any big hurry. We're just gonna build up our log cabin here. It's not a textbook log cabin, but you get the point. And you'll see here in a minute this will just be an inferno. Basically smells like turpentine burning. Move the camera in a little closer for you so you can see it. You can see a minute later it's just roaring. So at this point you shouldn't have too much trouble getting a fire going. We're just going to take our pieces here, and this is all pine so it'll burn easy anyway. Some of it's wet, but with a flame that hot it shouldn't really matter. Then we got our already made split pieces here. And without a whole lot of trouble, we've harvested some fat wood. We've made our tinder, which was the Maya dust. We've ignited it with a ferro rod. And now we've got a nice little fire going. So you can see the black smoke there. That's the resin coming out of the fat wood. One thing about pine is it burns pretty easy, but it's not really good to cook on. It'll give your food strange piney flavor if you cook it over the open flame, and it also, the resin will build up on the bottom of your pots and pans, so I try to avoid it if I can. As always, thanks for coming along with me. Thank you for taking the time to watch my little video on fat wood collection. I do realize it's not the only way to do it, probably not even the best way to do it, but that's just the way that I found fairly easy. And it doesn't always work in every case, but it's definitely worth the time to knock around on them nuts a little bit. Anyway, I hope it helps you out sometime. This is Kevin. I hope I see you in the woods real soon.